the next part of our program is we welcome our next speaker. Our next speaker is a full-time psychology instructor at the University of San Carlos. She is currently a candidate for Doctor of Philosophy, major in clinical psychology. Her interests, trauma and abuse. And she just can't stop craving for both coffee. Wow. Both coffees Dolce di leche. And now let's welcome the beautiful Miss Sherryl Diaz Muli.
Hello. Hi. Can you hear me at the back? Okay. So I'm Sherryl, and before anything else, I'd like to say that depression is not in any way the same as sadness or feeling sad. Now, most often than not, we hear people feeling low or having problems would say, I am depressed. I feel depressed. You look depressed. Ang imong naong murag depressed. So, depression, or that word, is often used, not in a right way. And sometimes we feel that when you're sad, you are already depressed. So in any way, sadness and depression are two different things. Okay? Also, I will be talking about the symptoms now in a while. But before that, I'd like to point out the term intern syndrome. So what do you mean by intern syndrome? That the moment when you hear the different symptoms and you relate to those symptoms, you would readily say that, oh, I got that illness. If not, you would say, my friend is manifesting those symptoms and therefore she has depression. So please be very careful in diagnosing any mental disorders or any mental illness. You have to be subjected into battery of tests. It's not a one-time procedure. Okay? And so, what did I say? Yeah, so much about that. So again, going back, I'm Sherryl from the University of San Carlos, and this is the first time that I will be talking in a crowd, like this. Whenever I get invited to talk about depression, I always go to school, organization, but this is the first time that I will be doing it here in a resto bar. So I would really not know how to deliver it to you. And so therefore, I will be speaking about depression in a very personal way. Okay? I will be opening up to you, and hopefully that you will also receive me with your, not only with your open ears and open mind, but most especially with your open hearts. Okay? Okay, so people at the back, you can hear me, right? Okay. I'd like to say hi, guys, people from CDU, because they were the very first people to text me. When I posted the poster, I already got a message signifying that their intention to come. So it's really heartwarming to see all of you, and a lot of you are here interested to know what depression is, what suicide is all about. Okay. So it has been 3 years since I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder. Depression is not an easy battle. And so the title, Depression Battling Demons, it is really battling with demons. Alright? I have to put up a face. Especially for someone like me who's working. I teach. I deal with students. I also have co-workers. Okay? I have to put up a face, I have to smile, I have to get up every day, I have to deliver what is expected of me. And then again, I have to wear this red lipstick, and it did the trick for a while. But then again, no matter how much I tried to be okay, you would see me smiling daytime, but the moment I step inside my car, I cry. I cry every day for no apparent reason at all. People can be depressed with no reason at all. there may be triggers, external triggers, but there may be not at all. Okay? Depression is a sickness which entails chemical imbalances in the brain. Okay? So, with all my effort in bringing up myself day to day, I asked for help, I opened up, because I really found it hard to deliver. I stayed for 3 hours reading one page and I can barely understand what was written in the paper. So one of the symptoms of depression is not being able to focus. Okay? There's also the symptoms of irritability. And a lot, I would not, with all my efforts, I was actually, what do you call this? Evaluated, no, according to my performance. Consequently, I had a very poor performance that time and I was suffering from depression. I opened up, I asked for help, I wrote my colleagues letters expressing what I was going through. I sought help, I was given antidepressant and anxiolytic, but these medicines had, effects to my behavior. One of the symptoms of depression is irritability. And so therefore, your interpersonal relationship will be mostly affected. But then again, I am not putting blame to anyone because depression is the most misunderstood mental disorder. A lot of people may see you as nag-iinarte, nagdadrama, KSP, especially toxic. Ayaw duulan na niya kay toxic kayo na siya. Kapoy kayo na siya, sige na siya drama. Okay? So these are the manifestations of depression. But then again, that's why it's called a disorder. Because again, there is a maladaptive behavior. For those of you who are studying psychology, you would know the 3 categories in diagnosing. You have the 3 Ds. What are the 3 Ds? You have deviance, dysfunction, and distress. So the presence of 3. Otherwise, you are not considered having a disorder if you are functioning well and you are simply annoying. Alright? So again, it is very much understandable when people misunderstand, no, what you're going through, because depression is something that can push people to their limits. Okay? Another symptom of depression is fatigue. You will feel so tired the moment you get up in the morning. All you wanted to do is just to stay in bed, not to talk, and just do nothing at all. But then again, people outside expect something from you. That's why there is this maladaptive behavior. There is this dysfunction that is part of the category in diagnosing mental illness, because that is part of it. And so therefore you don't function well. Another symptom will be insomnia or the disturbed sleep. It's either you find it hard to sleep or hypersomnia, you sleep all the time. No, tulog lang. Inig mata, matulog ihapon. Okay? There is also this weight changes. It's either you eat a lot or not eat at all. It's either you gain weight or you lose weight. Another symptom is the psychomotor agitation. What does this mean? You are either jittery, you keep on pacing from one place to another, you are so restless, or it's the other way around, you are slowed down than usual. Okay? And of course, the most important symptom of depression that sets you apart from people grieving or being sad is the presence of suicidal ideation. That you feel that the world is a better place without you. That you wanted to kill yourself. Okay? I studied depression because I'm also taking up clinical psychology both in my master's and in my Ph.D. But I also tried committing suicide twice. The first try, these 2 tries of committing suicide were both have the same measure. Now I took sleeping pills. The first time I tried, I got awakened the following morning. It was because of a failed relationship. And I said the following morning, maybe I did not take enough to kill myself. Okay? The next attempt, the second attempt was the hardest. Why was it the hardest? Because I felt the desire, the big desire, the strong desire to kill myself, and the desire to stop doing it. Both of this, feeling, wanting to kill oneself and wanting not to, have the same equal intensity. That's why it is so hard. The saving factor was my son. While I was battling that night, I had a picture of my son in my mind. And I thought, what will happen to him the morning after when he sees my lifeless body? And when I imagined that, and when that came to my mind, I stopped and I just cried. Because I cannot subject him. I feel that that is unfair. Now to somebody who has nothing to do with my problems and what I am going through, and put onto him the problem when he sees me lifeless the day after. And it is very clear. You can see that my tattoo, and you know this, right? The semicolon. The project semicolon was published by Amy Bluewell. Who knows about Project Semicolon? Of course you do, right? So Project Semicolon, this is not only a fashion, but this is my advocacy. That's why I place it in the most prominent part of me, so that a lot of people can see it. So what does the semicolon means? According to Amy Bluewell, her father died of suicide. And so she created this organization, and according to her, a very simple explanation. When a writer wants to end the sentence, the writer uses period. But when he still wants to continue it, he uses semicolon. And the tagline, your story isn't over yet. I had this tattoo a month after I survived that very critical point in my life, when I decided not to kill myself. And that's why I told myself that I will make this as my advocacy, to tell people about it. Project Semicolon is simply telling other people that I went through that situation, I've gone through that situation, and I am still here. I am still fighting, my story isn't over yet. It is very unfortunate that only this year, Amy died of suicide. So the one who founded Project Semicolon also committed suicide only this year. I felt so down when I heard about it, because I was saying, how could she do that? She became an inspiration for me to go on. But then again, I realized that what was the message behind that killing oneself of Amy is that no matter how much broken you are as a person, you still are capable of delivering something and helping other people. Alright? So there are things that we need to know about suicide. Myth about suicide is that when a person expresses the wants to kill oneself, you would say, di na madayon, kaya he's talking about it. That's a myth. Because fact would tell us that most of the people who commit suicide have already spoken it out and expressed it to people, no? Maybe close to them, or if not, somebody who they're able to talk to. Okay? Please bear in mind, it is very important that when somebody expresses that he wants to kill himself, take it seriously. Take it seriously, mayroon ka nga, ay, nagpatagad raman, no? Magsigig post, maghikog, the following day, buhi pa man, ma'am. No? It may be possible that the person only wants attention. It is possible that the person wants attention. But it wouldn't hurt us if we give the attention to the person. What would hurt us is after denying the person the attention is knowing that the person is already dead the following day. Right? So please, if you have it in yourself to help these people, no matter how annoying they are, please be with them. Okay? Another myth is that only old people commit suicide. Suicide happens at any age, at any social status in life. anybody can have this in mind. Okay. Also, another myth is that, what else? When somebody talks of suicide, you should always say, "Huy, ayo ana, mayawaan gani ka, madayunan gud ka," something like that. But when somebody expresses the will or the interest, no, to kill oneself, please talk to them, because it is actually a cry of help, a cry of saying na, "Please listen to me. I need somebody to talk to me." Okay. So then again, these people suffering from depression, the desire to kill oneself is very strong. Okay? Depression is a sickness of loneliness. Be that somebody for others, be that someone who cares. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sherryl. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, so let's proceed to our next band before we proceed to our next speaker. So they are a power pop band and they call themselves The Difficult Stranger. Give them a hand, please. Thank you.